Yeah, ain't shit sweet, ain't shit funny. Look, it's blue tints on my hundreds. Life been going how I want it. Yeah. Life been lit just how I want it. Yeah, yeah. Now she talking like she want me. Yeah, hey, wave.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Cold Hard Football Facts Show for September 2nd, 2022. I am Tanner Kern, your host for today, Friday afternoon football talk. We'll be talking about the NFL for the next 30 to 45 minutes. Welcome to the show if you're watching on TikTok, if you're watching on YouTube. Make sure you drop your comments. We're going to get to it. It's Fan Friday, people. We want to talk about what you want to talk about today. So let us know, like a call-in style kind of show. We have a few topics to hit on. Also going to talk about the Bills and Rams a little bit, but I want to make sure we get to what you guys want. So make sure you drop your comments in the chat. How are we doing on TikTok and YouTube? We'll start with the YouTube comments today. Austin Torek coming in here. Hey, what's up, man? I'm here. Austin, it is great to have you. I love the Giants helmet in your profile picture over there on YouTube. Hopefully the Giants have a decent season this year. From all the looks of it, looks like they could be better behind Brian Dable, right? But overall, Giants, not very good right now. Not very good franchise, state of the franchise. Not Josh Allen, I should say. Daniel Jones, big, Danny Dimes. What do you think he's going to do? Austin, let me know in the chat. What do you think Daniel Dimes is going to do? Danny Dimes is going to do this year. Let me know in the chat, Austin. I appreciate it. Comments rolling in on YouTube as well. Bills Rams. We're going to talk about Bills Rams a little bit at the end here. Why is the Rams and Bills spread so close? The public is on the Bills so handsome. What's up, Dookie? Dookie? You always know how to flatter me. I love it. Why is it so close? I think both are good teams. I really do. I think the Bills are a very good team. I think this is their year. There's a lot of high expectations, high hopes around them. I think if bookmakers didn't set it that close, it'd be a little bit of an insult to the Buffalo Bills. Now, do I think it should be like 3? Yeah, I think 2.5 is a little tight. I think 3 would be more realistic on the Rams. But on DraftKings, guys, if your team goes up by 7 points and you bet the money line, you automatically win. So that's tempting me to go with the Rams money line, because if they get the ball and go up 7 right away, I get my money back. Even though I do like Bills, I love Bills at -2.5. I love Bills money line. I love the Buffalo Bills. What's your YouTube? Links in the bio. We have the Win the Day YouTube, which is our betting show in the morning, and then we have this show, which is our NFL show. This is all NFL betting talk as we get into the season. Right now, we have to talk about some news, obviously, but both those links are in the bio up there. Last year was their year. I don't think it was, though. Rondo, like the hype around the Buffalo Bills this year is much different than it was last year. Last year, I think people thought they were going to be good, but they weren't really ready to take the next step. I think the Patriots kind of came out of nowhere. Obviously, the Patriots got blown out in the playoffs by them last year, but I think this year there's more of a Buffalo is the team. Josh Allen has taken the step. He's ready to take the reins and win a Super Bowl. Overall, though, is he going to? No, I don't think so. High expectations don't always equal high results, and I think Buffalo is going to struggle at times this year. Do I think they win the AFC East? Yes, I do. But is there a moment where the Patriots or the Miami Dolphins make it a bit of a race? Yes, there will be. What do you guys think? Let me know. Last year was their year, and again, that's the best part about the NFL. Bad teams, like the Jets are going to be bad. We know the Jets are going to be bad. We know there's teams like the Jaguars who are going to be not great, but they're going to be better. The Detroit Lions probably going to be great against the spread. But when we look at the top caliber teams, we look at the Packers, we look at the Rams, we look at the Bills, we look at these kind of teams, the Chargers, the whole AFC West pretty much. We look at these teams. What are we going to get out of them? Are the high expectations going to equal the high results? Who knows? Austin Torek coming in here, answering my Danny Dimes question in. I'm hoping the Giants will do good, man, please. I don't think Daniel Jones is the solution, but if he has a good year, then maybe we'll keep him, but he needs to improve a lot. And I think with Daniel Jones, too, it wasn't always Daniel Jones. I mean, we look at Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett ruined him, basically. The offensive play calling was not good at all. And on top of that, he's had, 3 offensive systems since he's been in New York? So it hasn't been a perfect marriage there. We look at Mac Jones. We talk about how important it is to go to a good spot. Mac Jones, is he as physically talented as Daniel Jones? I don't think he's as fast. I don't think his arms as big. But the one thing about him is he was under a great system with Josh McDaniels, and we're kind of seeing it in the preseason. There's these little rumors out there that Mac Jones is declining right now. Why do you think that is? Maybe because Josh McDaniels is out in Las Vegas and he has a defensive coordinator, a special teams coordinator calling plays. Maybe that could be the reason. What do you guys think? Lions cover week 1. I do think Lions cover week 9. Is that a Fox Den shirt? Yes, it is. Fox Den shirt, baby. Come on now. I do think the Lions cover week 1. I really do. I'm high on that spread. I liked it better at 5 than I do right now at 3.5. But I think the Lions are going to come out and make a statement. They have that Dan Campbell mentality. They want to play with the chip. They want to run the football. They want to play great in the trenches on defense. And then they want to shut down the passing game through the ability to get to the quarterback. So when we look at all this, I think the Lions are going to be good. Now, are the Lions ready to take the next step and win a division? No, not even close, in my opinion. The NFC North is not. We can't talk about the Lions win the NFC North when you look look at who else is in that division with the Vikings and, of course, the Green Bay Packers, because that's Aaron Rodgers' division. But as a whole, I think this Detroit team can be pretty good against the spread. I think they're going to win more games than they did last year when it comes to money line. Last year, they were very good against the spread. They just couldn't find a way to get the job done down the stretch. Willow Creek is better. There you go. That's fine. That's fine. Don't be surprised when Mac Jones and Tua are no longer WBs next year for their teams. Quarterbacks for their next team. I think Mac Jones will always be the quarterback in the New England Patriots. I think Tua is more on the hot seat than Mac Jones. I mean, Rondo, we're looking at Mac Jones here. This man did go to the Pro Bowl last year. He looked very good at times. He took care of the football. He did what they needed him to do. Now, Tua, I think he's a little bit more in the hot seat. What the Miami Dolphins did in the offseason, trying to go out and get guys for him to put Tyreek Hill. You got great offensive line play. You improved on defense. So what Miami did in the offseason should help Tua. You got an offensive-minded coach in Mike McDaniel. That's going to help them as well. So if he can't step up and answer the call, yes, I see him going, but Mac Jones is going to be safe. I mean, Mac Jones is the quarterback of the future in New England. He's had 3 coaches in the last 3 years. Austin coming in here talking about Daniel Jones. That's not far to him. He needs someone there to stay long-term to help him. I agree. He needs to stay there long-term. He also needs to make better decisions. There's a thing about playing quarterback. Obviously, you need a great coach. You need a great play caller. You need to make throws down the field, but you also need to help yourself. That's the word. Help yourself. As a quarterback, you need to help yourself. We look at what Tom Brady has done over the course of his career. He doesn't throw a lot of interceptions, and he doesn't take a lot of sacks. He keeps his body out of harm's way, right? He gets rid of the ball quickly. He does the little things. He doesn't make mistakes. If you just don't make mistakes as a quarterback, you put yourself in a great spot to win games. Like Tua doesn't have to go out and be a star. He doesn't have to go out and be electric. He just needs to get the ball to his playmakers and not make mistakes. If he can get the ball to Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, he's going to be in phenomenal shape, people. Miami +1 in here. I'm a Jets fan having a hard time believing in Zach Wilson. Miami +1. Miami's not +1. What are they? They're what? -3, right? I think the Patriots are 2.5. Feed Waddle. There we go. I'm a Jets fan having a hard time believing in Zach Wilson. Thoughts? I think I was ready to say Zach Milson. I think Zach Wilson gets a lot of credit for what he did in the offseason in his off-field activities. Do I think he's ready to take the next step? I think it's going to take a couple more years. I think things are looking up for the Jets. They came out the other day and said, we're happy with our roster because we did not buy our roster. We've grown it. We've cultivated it. The reason you've cultivated it is because you have so many first-round picks. Eventually, you're going to be good. I think Sauce Gardner is going to be good. I think Breece Hall. I think all these guys that are coming in is really going to help out the Jets. But it starts with Zach Wilson. They could have a run game. They could play great on defense. But if Zach Wilson isn't there, who knows what's going to happen? I think he can run the ball. I think he can throw the ball. I think he is the real deal. But the system kills you too. I mean, we look at Sam Darnold coming out of college. A lot of people had high hopes about Sam Darnold. What did New York do to him? Made him a career backup now. Did you see the Nationals game last night? I did not watch the Nationals game last night. No, I didn't. I really like Strevler. Was hoping my Panthers brought him on the practice squad. Hey, it is what it is, guys. I mean, I think the Panthers are going to be in good shape no matter what. Did you see the Nationals game last night? Did not see the Nationals game. Daniel Jones needs to make way better decisions. He holds the ball too long, and he double clutches. I agree. Holds the ball too long. He tries to force the ball into tight windows that he can't make those throws. He does a lot of bad things. Do you think we'll see some real fantasy value with the Texans this year? Fantasy value with the Texans defense? No, I don't. I don't see any value with the Texans defense. I can give you some opinions on that. Let's see here. I don't think you'll have any value with the Houston Texans. They're their last ranked defense, no offense. Okay. Well, what do you mean Tex? Mike White should be starting? Yeah, I agree. I think Davis Mills is going to be okay. I think the Texans have some playmakers out there, but I wouldn't rely on them by any means. Pierce Cooks. Let's see what Pierce Cooks' rankings are heading into the season. I mean, listen, guys. You're not looking at that team to be Pearson Cooks. Yeah, I got you, Pearson Cooks. You're not looking at the Houston Texans to be the team. Do you think O.J. Howard can finally do something with the Texans? I think he could. I think O.J. Howard could be special. I mean, he was going to be a wide receiver number 2 or a tight end number 2. But I think he could be good there. I think the Texans are going to be solid. Bro, you were taking fat L's yesterday. You need some wins today. Mac, what are you talking about? Mac, I went undefeated in college. I did take some fat L's. I did. In Nerfies. Not in college football. I went undefeated in college football. Mac, can you give me some credit for that, going undefeated in college football yesterday? Nerfies were not good, but they're a crapshoot. That's to create content, people. Did I lose a lot of money on them? Yeah, I did. But yeah, again, I wouldn't look at the Houston Texans too much when it comes to fantasy play. Lions only win 4 this year. I do think the Lions go over their win total. I think they get to 5.5, 5, 6, probably right around 6. I think they can do it, but we will see. Did you make money yesterday? Nope, down a unit. So I battled back with college football. Luckily, I battled back. But we're only down a unit this week. Like, we had a good early start to the week. We were up a few units the other day going into it, and then we kind of fell apart. Can the Jets win the Super Bowl? I got nerfy crazy. What are you going to do? They're fun, right, Mac? You agree with that? They're fun. Can the Jets win the Super Bowl before the end of the world? It depends when the end of the world comes. I'm not a drinker, no. But it depends when the end of the world comes. I don't know when the end of the world's going to come. Nerfies are fun. That's what they're for. They're for fun. Hey, Mac, join the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. We'll be doing Nerfies. 2 Nerfies early today. There's no early games today, guys, is there? There's no early games today. What are we talking about? 7-10's the first game today. There's no early games. But yeah, I think they could win a Super Bowl. I think the Jets can win a Super Bowl. It would be fun to see the Jets good. Like, the AFC East was so much more fun when the Jets were a talented team, right? I don't know if we'll ever see it again, but maybe. Do Pats win game 1, Stipe? They always struggle on the road against Miami, but I don't think Bill Belichick is going to allow Tyreek Hill to just run all over them, run free in the secondary. I want to say Patriots plus 2.5. I do. I really do. Based on what we see in the offseason, it hasn't been pretty. It has not been pretty. We don't know what's going on with the offensive play calling in New England. But with that being said, I do think if anyone can confuse Tua and that offense, it's going to be the Patriots. So I probably take the Patriots at plus 2.5. I don't know if I take them outright. Even though it's 2.5, it still makes a little bit of a difference. I have a little bit of cushion. Mac, Money, Jones. Jets aren't fun. I did a bunch. Go to the Pickett app. You can see all of them. Pickett app, promo code, link in bio. Promo code Kern. All right. So anyways, guys, let's get into the news stories for the day. Keep dropping your questions. I absolutely love it. First things first, guys, make sure you check out coldhardfootballfacts.com. We are launching our new website next week. The show is going to get enhanced. We're going to have a lot more cool stuff on here, segments, betting segments, guests, all that stuff. So make sure you log on. Check out Cold Hard Football Facts. Start your free trial. You can see what it's all about before we launch our new site in a week. On top of that, too, guys, we are talking football next week, Thursday. Big stuff, guys. We'll have pregame shows for Sunday, Thursdays. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to add some more elements in to our content plan moving forward. So make sure you check that out. It all starts by going link in the bio. Sign up for coldhardfootballfacts.com, people. All right, comment rolling in here on YouTube. World without end, amen. That's what it says. When is the end of age? 2033. I don't think 2033 is the end of age. But if 2033 was this is a good question. If 2033, if we had 10 years left on Earth, basically, if 10 years before the atomic bombs or the aliens took over, would you take the Jets to win the Super Bowl? Would you take the Jets to win the Super Bowl if you had 10 years? What's up, Miguel? We're riding Cardinals nerfy tonight. If you had 10 years, 2033, would you take the Jets to win the Super Bowl? Let me know in the chat. Would you take them? 10 years. They got 2033, knowing the young core they have right there, right now. You got Zach Milson. You got a lot of guys that can play. No way in hell from B-Red already coming in. Max coming in here, no. Are Chargers winning the AFC West from Mac? I don't think so. I don't think they'll win that division. I think you got to go to the Chiefs. Chargers are definitely second in line, but you can't count out the Raiders or the Broncos. Both those teams are going to be very good. Hell no. Okay, so no one's taking the Jets to win the Super Bowl in the next 10 years. Fade the Titans. I do think Jets will never win a Super Bowl ever. Jets will never win a Super Bowl from Stipe. Fade the Titans. I don't know if I'd fade the Titans. I do think the Colts have the advantage in that division, though. I think Colts have a big advantage. What about the Bears? Give me some hope before aliens take over. I think the Bears are going to give the Niners a tough time in the opener. I do. What do you guys think? They're 6.5-point dogs right now at home. San Francisco always struggles in Chicago. That's kind of been the narrative there. So I do think the Bears can give some trouble. Have you ever done horse race betting? I do. I've done it a few times. Am I doing it every day? No, but I enjoy it when I go to a track. Titans will win a division. They won it last year. They were number 1 seed. You got to give them some respect. But as a whole, when I look at this Indianapolis team, they can pound the football. They can pound the rock. They can work in play action. They're very good on defense, and they're hungry. That's another thing, too. The way their season ended last year, it probably left a sour taste in their mouth throughout this entire offseason. And when I look at that, we know an underdog's a hungry dog, and hungry dogs run faster. The Indianapolis Colts are very efficient in all our metrics at Cold Hard Football Facts. So if they continue to do that, combined with that hunger, they are going to win that division, no doubt about it. For minus 125, this is a great future bet. No, it's not. Because when I look at a future, I want plus money. But I still like the Colts to get the job done in the AFC South. No hope. No hope for the Jets. No hope for the Jets. Jets, nobody believes in the Jets. Okay, so I don't believe in the Jets either, but I think they're going to be fun to watch. Bears, better, worse, or about the same as last year? I think about the same. I mean, you can't really expect much from a new coaching staff and a new front office. We're actually going to talk about the Bears right now. Singletary, anytime touchdown. What are the odds? Go for it. I know it's the NFL, but unlucky pick 6 cost West Virginia yesterday. Almost had you give a bad pick. What do you mean? Addie and her daddy? What do you mean? Come on. Come on. That was no that. But you can also say the same, like, guys, that's sports, man. I could get up here and say, hey, I should have won every Nerfy I played. I should have won. They were fun to watch. I could get up here and I could say yesterday, hey, man, I played the Diamondbacks Nerfy. And there were 2 outs, 2 strikes, nobody on. Boom, double with 2 strikes. Boom, hanging breaking ball, home run. I could say that should have never happened, right? You can also look back and say, hey, what's another bad beat I had? Oh, Clayton Kershaw. I can say, oh, well, Clayton Kershaw shouldn't have walked 3 batters in the first inning yesterday, locked the bases loaded with 2 outs, and then walked a runner. I could say that too, man. The Nerfy should have hit there. That's just how it is, guys. There's bad beats all over the place. The pick 6 wasn't great. We look at the pit game. We look at West Virginia. Inches away from catching that football. If he catches that football, they probably tie the game up, right? You were all over Pitt. I was all over Pitt. I thought Pitt could cover. I did like Pitt on the money line. Listen, that was a rivalry game. I should have known that. I should have probably said West Virginia plus 7.5, but it worked out for me in my parlays. Penn State also. Penn State, yeah, I mean, we'll look at Penn State, honestly. You look at what Penn State did, and we can talk about this, I guess, because we got a future NFL quarterback there, but you look at what Sean Clifford did. He threw an interception to a wide open receiver streaking down the middle of the field, right? Like that shouldn't have happened. That he sailed that football. He's not 9 out of 10 times he's hitting that receiver. Okay, they go again. They can't get the job done, right? Purdue has a penalty, sends him back. They get the football back. He goes 80 yards and wins the game. And his best drive of the night. If he did that all night, there wouldn't have been a game because they would have blown Purdue off the field. So to me, I love betting USC. I'm not even that great yet, but man, it is exciting. The juice is just a little too high. Bears hung last year with the Niners. They could cover this year. I agree. I mean, I think the Bears always give the Niners trouble when they're playing at Soldier Field. Do you like Chargers minus 3.5? See, that Chargers game is going to be very interesting. I think the Raiders are going to come out and make a statement. This is a hungry team this year, so it should be very interesting to watch. That's my take on that. Bears missing Mac now. Yes, they are, but still, they have Roquan Smith. I'm not saying that the Bears just – bottom line is if we look at pure talent alone, the Bears cannot hang with the 49ers, but Trey Lance making his first NFL start. I don't know if his first NFL start, but his first meaningful NFL start, right? That's a different story. What's today's college football parlay? Don't have a college football parlay, but I can make one for you guys. I just put a bunch of straights. If you want to see all my plays, link in bio, pick it at promo code Kern. You can see all the plays on there. I also have them on TikTok. I added in Charlotte -4 though, just so you guys know that. I added Charlotte -4, and I do like that tonight. It looked good for me, so we'll see if we can do it. Speaking of Chicago, let's talk about the Bears. Ryan Poles, general manager, has said they are optimistic about getting a contract done with Roquan Smith and repairing all the bad juju that was mixed around the organization there. Basically, if we go back to what we talked about this on the show, Roquan Smith wanted a long-term contract extension, and he came out and said the Bears did not negotiate in good faith. You know, he's an all-pro caliber linebacker, but the Bears didn't listen to him. He wanted to trade. He requested a trade. They didn't get rid of him. He refused to practice for a while. Now he's back at practice, and he's betting on himself, and he's trying to have a great year. He will likely hit free agency next year, but the Bears are still optimistic that they can get him to stay. Bottom line is Roquan Smith isn't going to stay. This is going to hurt the Bears because he's going to get a bag somewhere else. And if that happens, he will not be with Chicago. Because why would you want to be with Chicago right now? What they're building there, I don't think they're building a championship football team. It's going to be very hard. I do like their new general manager, but just as a whole, I don't see Chicago winning anytime soon, especially when Aaron Rodgers is still in that division and he owns the Bears. Why is Virginia Tech only favored by 6.5 over Old Dominion? Any thoughts? Can they tag him? I don't think they can tag him. I'm not sure how that works, if they can franchise tag him or not. I don't think they have the right. I don't think they have the right to, but I'm not exactly sure. I'm sure they can actually, but they only get so many, so we'll see. But again, if he doesn't want to be there, if he's like, I don't want to be here, I don't know if they'll franchise tag him. We're moving to Arlington Heights. There we go. Can they tag him? So we got that. Why is Virginia Tech only favored by 6.5 over Old Dominion? Well, I think it's because Virginia Tech doesn't have a lot of experience on the ball. I mean, Old Dominion has a lot more experience coming into this game. They are at home, so you got to factor that in. Not that Old Dominion is going to be that intimidating of an environment to play at, but they have more experience. The thing about Old Dominion is they make a lot of mistakes. They turn the football over a lot, so I think Virginia Tech is the move. I think Virginia Tech can win this game by 10 points. I think they can win this game by 14 points. Allen Robinson did not want to be there. They did it to him. Yep. Again, guys, it's all front office. It's all front office decisions. Allen Robinson. Wait, let me see something. Let me look up these franchise tag rules. New staff coming in. Allen Robinson. Let's see. He didn't want to be there, right? But again, this is a new staff coming in as well, so you gotta keep that in mind. Like, if this is a new front office, new staff, they might say, hey, if the guy doesn't want to be here, we don't want him. We want all guys on board. TCU and Virginia Tech over. TCU and Virginia Tech over. TCU over, I think, is a good play. Virginia Tech, I do think that game gets over as well. He can be franchise tagged twice. Okay, so he's 2 years. But when you're franchise tagged too, at least, like, you make a lot of money. You do make top 5 salaries in the NFL, I think, the average, the top 5 of your position you get. So you make a lot of money. We'll see. And they could also franchise tag him and then try to get him with an extension too. So there's a lot they can do. I don't know why we talk about contracts so much, honestly. Like, we're all guilty of it. But the bottom line is he going to be playing? Like, his contract doesn't affect how we bet this game, right? Is he going to play or not? Why is VTech only -6 favorites? Again, guys, it's on the road. Old Dominion has more experience. Virginia Tech, new coach, not a lot of experience. And they weren't good. They weren't a good team. Maybe I need schooled in college football this year, but wow. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to go Virginia Tech 6.5 tonight. I think they can win this game by 10, 14 points. I really do. Old Dominion, I don't think, has the team to keep up with them when it comes down to it. Bottom line is they're recruiting a different class of kids. The kids at Virginia Tech are different than the kids at Old Dominion. That doesn't mean they can't beat them on any given day, right? But I like Virginia Tech to be able to come in, run the football, throw it down the field, and be just fine in this game. What's the big play today? My big play, I think I have 2 units on Philadelphia plus a half, first half in Major League Baseball. But again, I have a bunch of college football plays. You got to go to the Pick It app, promo code Lincoln Bow. We'll be adding promo code Kern, Lincoln Bow. We'll be adding a ton of plays on there. And then last story I want to talk about before we get into the Bills and the Chiefs is Marcus May, New Orleans safety, getting arrested for road rage. Impressed at all by the Vols last night? Offense looked sharp. Yeah, I mean, they look sharp, but again, do it against Ball State. It's not super hard to do it against, right? So you got to go out and prove it against a good team in the SEC. I think Tennessee is going to be a force to be reckoned with, but are they Alabama? No. Are they LSU? Well, maybe this year, but are they Alabama? No. That's that right there. That's the gold standard. It's the Crimson Tide. Okay, so Marcus May is going to be a starting safety alongside our guy Tyrann Mathieu. He's going to be making $28.5 million over the next 3 years. So New Orleans Saints, he got a road rage incident. He identified the driver. He was driving a black SUV. He was accused of pointing a firearm at a vehicle occupied by several juvenile females. So that's not good. So someone messaged me last night. They talked about this and they were like, should I drop the Saints defense? This is a huge blow to the Saints defense, and he will not be on the field. He will not be on the field week 1. I can't imagine. If the NFL allows this to happen and put him on the field, which you never know, that would be terrible. Marcus May, safety for the Saints. Louisiana state law lists aggravated battery with a dangerous weapon as a misdemeanor, punishable up to $1,000 in fines, up to 6 months in jail. May was released from Jefferson Parish Correctional Center on $30,000 bond. So he's out on bond. He's probably still practicing. His court case is going to get pushed, but I can't imagine the NFL doesn't step in here and suspend him for a few games. Yeah, juvenile. Yeah, he pulled it on a bunch of girls, like high school girls. Like, you can't do that. How about Walker home run on the bottom of the first 2 outs for D-backs? My soul left my body, Tyler. It did, and that's why I was saying, like, someone, I forget who came on and said, you shouldn't have won the Pittsburgh bet, right? Well, you can literally say the same exact thing, right? I could say the same exact thing for the Diamondbacks. I should have won the Diamondbacks nerfy. Should have never been 2 outs, double home run. Shouldn't have happened, especially off a pitcher who hasn't given up a run the first inning for his past 5 starts, right? He better get suspended for 2 to 4. I think he'll get suspended 2 to 4 games. This is something for fantasy-wise, though, that you might want to look at possibly dropping the Saints defense, not leaning on them too much. They're going to have some tough battles. And May's a huge part of it, right? So we got to see how they're going to do it. Pulled the gun on minors, Mercy. Yes, he did. Pulled the gun on female minors, too. Female minors. So how's that going to look in the eyes of the NFL? The NFL is going to suspend him. Knowing Deshaun Watson got 11 games for 24 tuggies, he probably gets 2 to 4 games here. But still, he's going to miss time. If he doesn't miss time, that would be preposterous. But we will see. So anyways, guys, we're going to talk about the Bills. Let's talk about the Bills and the Rams game. You think he was trying to abduct them, or was it road rage? It said road rage. It's amazing, though. Isn't this amazing that in Louisiana, it's $1,000 in fines and up to 6 months in jail. But he had to pay $30,000 on bond to get out. $30,000 on bond, but the max punishment is $1,000. I feel like if you pull a weapon for like aggravated battery, it should be more than $1,000. Bills cover. I do think the Bills cover. I think the Bills get the job done in the opener. Comment rolling in here. Grant Mitchell, with all the Bucs O-line struggles, are you considering dusting your helmet off, Tanner? No, I'm not. No way. I would never go back. Never would do it. I would never try to play football again. I couldn't do it. Bills cover. There we go. Nevada more. Grant, the Virginia Tech Hokies. They're asking Grant. They want you to know. Grant was a writer. I don't think he's still writing for them, but he was writing for Sons of Saturday, which is like a Virginia Tech kind of bar stool. And he covered Virginia Tech football last year. So he told me that Virginia Tech's going to cover a day. So if they don't, you blame him, people. Everyone blame him. So Grant, tell these people why Virginia Tech is only a 6-point favorite tonight, please, because that's what they're wondering on TikTok right now. So if you could do that, that would be lovely. 30,000 isn't even a lot when he literally probably had those girls for real scared up for their life. No, it's not. 30,000 is a lot, but the fact that the punishment's 1,000 and the bond's 30 or the bail, like 30,000 is like a fine for wearing the wrong cleats in the NFL, you know? And when he makes that first half, and when he makes that in the first half of football, yeah, you're right. He makes that first half. His weekly check, if he's doing $28.5 million for 3 years, here's what his game week check is. If he's doing, and now with guarantee money, this is different. But if you divide 28.5, so by 3, he's getting paid. So he's getting paid $9.5 million a year. So if you take 9.5. Take 9.5 and divide it by 17. I'm trying to do the math here. He's making $558,000 a game, right? Who is the Saints coach of the Saints? Who's the coach of the Saints? Dennis Allen. Temple money line is going to smack. Temple at 9.5 is tempting. I don't know if it's going to smack, but Temple at 9.5 is pretty tempting. I'm not going to lie about that. He was the DC. He got moved up. So he'll still be the DC, but he's also going to be the head coach. So anyways, they got to suspend him. Our last coach lost a game to Old Dominion's third-string quarterback and crippled our roster. Game is also on the road, and it's a season opener. However, Grant Wells is a stud, and new coach has a great culture. So apparently, according to Grant, they're going to cover, and that's why they're -6 tonight. But anyways, let's talk about the Bills, guys. What's your thought on the Bills? I'll put a poll here in the chat. Let's see here. Okay, so Lightning, Q&A, quick poll. So the smiley face is going to be Bills. The crying face is going to be Rams. Smiley face will be Bills. Crying face is going to be Rams. Let me know what you guys are doing, then we can break this game down a little bit because we only have less than a week to go. 6 days, guys. 6 days. Smiley face. We got a smiley face in there. Looks like the Bills are the team right now. Bills, Rams, another Rams. Rams are rolling in now. And we don't have a huge crowd on here. Bills coming back. Bills fighting back. Only have a few seconds left on this. Bills and Rams pretty even right now down the stretch. Yeah, I think Bills and Rams is going to be a tight one, man. I think it's going to be a tight game. But when I look at the everything as a whole, I got to go with the Buffalo Bills in this game to cover 2.5 points. Now, remember, on DraftKings, they have the 7-point promo. So if your team gets up by 7 points at any time during the game, you get your money right away. This could be a little bit of a trap, right? A team might not get up by 7. If a team doesn't go out and score a touchdown to start the game, they probably won't get up by 7. I think the Bills can cover based on Josh Allen, based on Devin Singletary, based on James Cook, rookie running back. I think they're going to have more of a run game this year, aside from Josh Allen, right? I think they're going to be able to pound the ball with Devin Singletary and James Cook. And now when you're working Josh Allen in there in the play action game, running the ball, doing his read option stuff, he is going to be that much of a weapon that the Rams have to account for. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. Maybe if Aaron Donald's throwing helmets, swinging helmets, they could do it. Now, the Rams could also cover the spread for sure. 2.5 at home is very tempting for the Super Bowl champions. They're probably going to come out on fire. But does anyone care about Rams football? Nobody cares about Rams football. Am I right? Come on. Cam Akers and Darrell Henderson are going to be great for them as well in the run game. I think look for the Rams to come out and try to establish the run under Sean McVay in this opening game. Just because as a whole, we look at what Matt Stafford is right now. He's still beat up. The elbow, I think there's still concerns about that. So both those guys are going to be money this year as well. They also lost their target in Odell Beckham, thus I think that could affect the passing game. I don't think Cooper Kupp has as big of a season as he did last year. I think he's still going to be very good. But as a whole, when I look at the offensive firepower and I look at the defensive strength, the Buffalo Bills do have the advantage in this game, and there's no denying that. What do you guys think? It will take Allen Robinson time to get adjusted also. Yes, it will take Allen Robinson a little time to get adjusted. I think he'll make some big plays, right? But again, the guy that you got to look at to win in this football game for you, win in his one-on-one matchups, is Cooper Kupp. Is he going to be able to do it? Probably. But that secondary for the Buffalo Bills is very talented. We can look at some of the Cold Hard Football Facts rankings from last year. Defensive real quarterback rating is our metric that shows how well a defense defends a quarterback. The Buffalo Bills ranked first in that last year. That's huge. That means a lot. If you look at what the Rams did, they were fourth. So still a top team, not a big difference there. But the fact that they had the best defensive quarterback rating in football is huge. We look at defensive passer rating, which is just measures how well a team defends the pass. And the Buffalo Bills were first in that. We go defensive hog index, which is how well a team is in the front seven. Buffalo is definitely a little farther down the list, but they still came in at fourth at the end of our rankings last year. This Buffalo defense is legit. Their offense is just as good. So I do think Buffalo not rolls in this game, but I think they win. I think they win by a touchdown. I think it's going to be tight down the stretch, but I think they do win and cover. I'll be playing the money line on DraftKings, and I'll be playing the spread as well. The money line's just for the promo. I'm late. What's the alpha picks and the parlays today? So this is just NFL talk, but the picks are all posted on the Pickett app, link in bio, promo code Kern, link in bio. You can check that out, or just download the Pickett app on the App Store, and you can also go to TikTok. I have my plays on there as well. What about the over-under for the Bills? Now, that's a different story. I think with I hate playing over-unders in week one. As you can see on college, I haven't done it yet just because we don't know what's going to happen, right? Nobody knows how these teams are going to come out. I would say the total set at 52.5. I feel like this game is more likely to be a shootout. When you look at the offensive weapons on both sides, we look at what the Bills did when they lost in the playoffs last year to Kansas City. Their defense was absolutely non-existent. Now, they ranked very high in all our metrics, but they have those times where they might not show up. The Rams, if the Bills start throwing the ball down the field, the Rams are going to have to do the same thing, and I think that could lead to a shootout. I'd probably lean over on it, but what do you guys think? You can let me know in the chat. I'll put another poll out there. Over or under? Quick poll. The smiley face is going to be over and the crying face is going to be under. Defense always has the advantage over the offense, but when I look at it's kind of like you never want to nerfy the New York Yankees or the New York Mets or the Dodgers. Like I broke that rule yesterday and it should have hit, but there's teams that you just don't want to go under for. And I think the Rams with their potent offense, and I think the Bills with their potent offense in a Friday or a Thursday night shootout kind of game, I think it's hard. It's a coin toss. There's no value. I agree with that. I think that's the best way to define it. It's a coin toss with absolutely no value. But if I had to pick, like I wouldn't want to go under on these teams since it's week one. I think, yeah, I think unders probably. Defenses are always a little ahead of the offense, right? But Josh Allen can score. Matt Stafford can score. It's a Thursday night primetime game. We want to see touchdowns. We know the coaches are going to be coming out, calling plays on fire. This is a big game. This could be the Super Bowl next year, right? So these teams want to come out and make a statement in the opener. If Buffalo travels across the country to LA and wins that game, the hype around them is going to be that much greater. You know for a fact they're going to come out and throw the ball because that's what they do. Can they run the ball? Yes. But Josh Allen, this offense is working best when they are taking deep shots down the field, working in the run game a little bit, working in his read option stuff, but getting the ball down the field. So just off that alone, I think over could be the move. It feels like a Super Bowl spread. It is a Super Bowl spread. It's a toss-up. And the fact that bookmakers are giving you the home team at +2.5, I think that just shows how good Buffalo is and how much people really do respect the Bills coming into the season. 2.5, yeah, it feels like a Super Bowl kind of game. It's going to be an awesome kickoff game on Thursday night. I can't wait for it. But primetime games are horrible for going over, always boring, low scoring. It feels, I don't know. I just think this one's going to be, let's see, opening game kickoff scores in the NFL. Let's see. All right. NFL kickoff game dating back to 2002. Under, over, under. There's been some ugly games. Over, under, over, over. So the past two have gone over, but like look who they're putting in. Kansas City Chiefs versus the Texans, Dallas Cowboys versus the Buccaneers. They're trying to put teams in that are going to score points. Last year was awesome, right? You look at some of the teams that have scored big. The Chiefs beating the Patriots 42-27 over the years. Back in, past few years, Kansas City Chiefs, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Denver Broncos beating the Panthers. That was a tight game. Patriots beating the Steelers, two teams that could throw the ball a little bit. Broncos beating the Ravens, 2013. That was back in Peyton Manning time, right? Like Joe Flacco time. Like those are teams that could score. So I don't think you can necessarily look at this as a whole. I think you need to look at who's going to throw the ball down the field, who are the teams that have the ability to throw the ball down the field, and that could definitely be the Buffalo Bills and the Los Angeles Rams. What up, baby? What's up, Brad? Brad, we're going with some Nerfies today. Nerfy, I got to figure out what we're doing. We're doing Cardinals Nerfy for sure. I got to see if we want to get on any other Nerfies today, but we will see. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for our Cold Hard Football Facts show. Make sure you go up to the link in the bio. Check out coldhardfootballfacts.com. We are updating our website. It's going to launch right after Labor Day, before the opener on Thursday night. We got a lot of fun content planned too as well, and it's all going to be focused around betting. So this show is going to change up a lot. We're talking player props. We're talking player props, spreads, totals, all that good stuff, guys. I know the show's been a little slow for the past month because we've just been putting content out there, right? We've been talking news. You can't really talk betting. Well, you can't really talk betting practices, right? So we will get out there. We will be doing a lot of betting stuff. This show will be totally betting. So make sure you join us next Monday when we really start looking at every single opening game, every single player prop, all that stuff, basing it off the cold, hard football facts. So I appreciate you guys joining me. Tanner Kern sign off here. Follow on all the social channels, guys. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, and we will see you tomorrow. Oh, no. See you Monday for another episode of the Cold Hard Football Facts Show. Nothing this weekend for Cold Hard, but we will do our college football show on Saturday, and then Win the Day will be back on Sunday. The Sports DAC. What's up? What's up, man? Oh, your guy was coming on here promoting you this morning. Your guy was coming on here promoting you. He was talking about how much you're killing it. D Josh, what do you mean ? D Josh 05. D Josh 05. What do you mean ? I'll sign off now. But anyways, guys, I appreciate it. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, ain't shit sweet, ain't shit funny. Look, it's blue.